Hello and welcome to the review of the screens and how to control them, how to use them while driving, while stationary, everything you want to know in the Mercedes GLE or GLS and E-Class. The system consists of two 12.3-inch displays which are connected through this glass-like structure in the middle of the dashboard. One of the touchscreens is controllable by touch, this one is not. In overall you have four inputs methods, how you wanna or how you can use the system. You've got these touchpads left on the left screen, right on the right screen. In the center console you have got your trackpad or touch sensitive area. And last not least you have the voice activation button for the MBUX assistant. Let's begin with the driver's display. As said previously, it's controlled via this trackpad. You can't see actually the IR light in real life, just the camera sees it. Don't worry about all these signs, they will disappear when you turn on the engine. The system is quite customizable in terms of overall layout. Usually it's structured on the left dial, center dial and right dial. When you want to switch, you can press the home button and get information, for example, about assistance, quite easy and displayed fully. Now, if a vehicle would be moving forward, it would show right here. And overall, nice animations. Once I press the home button and go, for example, to our trip status. Now you can list through them like so, going down by thumb or up once again. The same applies for the left dial. Moving down reveals the time, your trip computer, stats, and for example your media settings, as well as the off-road settings or off-road current situation. Swiping twice to the right, it not always reacts. That's one of the fusses. You don't have like a haptical feedback. You can reveal your consumption, of course your ref counter, the settings on airmatic suspension if fitted, the distribution of the power, once again assistance systems, G-force meter which shows up also the torque of the engine but doesn't show the real G's. If you are bored about this setting and you want to spice it up, you can change the overall theme, going to the styles and displays and choosing, for example, a classic layout or classic view. Now everything turned blue and has a more traditional feel to it, which can be translated on the right screen as well as on the left one. And then once again you can cycle through. That didn't change its meaning or function, but just the theme. The last theme we can show you is the progressive, or the least, when the dials have a completely other appearance in this MBUX 7 system. In the new S-Class you've got like a screen touch screen just right in the middle. They went out from the horizontal view, as you can see now, but I find it quite intuitive and easy to use. If you are driving in the night and don't want to be distracted, you have the option of choosing the understated look, which will transform the displays into as much dark level as possible. Actually, the black levels are quite good, better than Audi's previous generation system of virtual cockpit, which I've reviewed recently. Once again, leaving the system, press home button, and it will return to the latest style. Moving on to the panel in front of the passenger and driver, the central display. Many options to use. This touchpad bar replaces the swivel wheel we're used to, but you still have an armless rest right where you can rest your hand while driving. Right beside you have got several buttons which are quite self-explanatory. This button is programmable and you can use it for various instances of driving. Also, firstly, it will show up a welcome guide which will guide you through the various features of the system as I'm doing now. You can create profile to remember your settings, your personal information. When you want to quit, just press back to home and you're back to home. Phone reveals your settings for the phone if you've connected one. It is quite easy. You just go to settings, device manager, connect new device, and then follow the instructions on the screen itself. Once your phone is connected, as it's mine, you will be able to access call lists, contacts, and dial up your numbers. Unlike in Audi, you will have to use the touch screen or the trackpad, but you can't write like digit 9 on the screen as far as I'm aware, or you can use the voice command, "Hey Mercedes," and
how can I help?
And then the lady will assist you in dialing the contact. For accepting the calls, of course, you can use this button up to receive the call or decline the call using the voice down. Going through stations is easy and self-explanatory, of course. Fortunately, you cannot skip to the next station using the steering wheel. I missed some button, for example, the programmable button that would, instead of hanging up the call, just jump to the next station in the row. That's not possible. You have to say the command or tap. This is how you would show up just the station name in large screen. When you have fitted the Burmeister premium sound, you can have also the tweeters in the finished aluminium if you go for the best or high-end version. Media, this is where your phone is connected to and music is played. Of course, if you have USB, then you can use the USB. It plugs right in here. Settings of the vehicle are quite elaborate. These are your quick access settings, very useful, for example, when you want to turn off the line guidance system. You can do it right here, or active line keeping assist, switch on the manual mode for the transmission, or the descent controlling system when you are off-roading. And when you have a tow bar fitted, then you can also apply the mode program here and extend the button. Assistance systems are also in their individual settings. It depends what you have chosen and what you do not have. Traffic light. Next, vehicle settings, of course, what the individual mode in dynamic selector uses like. You can configure individual buttons. Quite simple and easy to do. Automatic lock-in, automatic folding, for example, of the mirrors after you've parked the vehicle. Lights. Ambient lighting, I've talked about it in my other video. That's quite self-adjustable. This is the seat kinematics function, so like massage for you and your passenger. You can configure just the duration, because these are the sport seats. These are in the comfortable multifunctional seats. Applications, your Mercedes is connected to the internet if you have the SIM card or the service provided. It indicates right there. 4G connection. Then you can view it and, of course, store and navigation. And navigation can be displayed on both displays, just on the right hand side of the dial, but here you can move it freely as you would wish. When you want to input the address, click where to, and now you can go via the touch screen by individual, or for example T and so on. Your recent destinations are here, and points of interest are on the right as well. If you have contacts stored and you want to go to your friend and forgot his address, just receive it like so. The system overall is quite intuitive, quite fast. I really like the augmented reality. However, you probably don't see that. Now I can't go through that road. That's a national park route, but I would have to go like this. But it's a great system overall. Nice implementation of the navigation modes, which can be switched like so to reveal 3D, north-oriented or 2D map. Also, The map can be completely in the front display, not just on the right one. If you press the display and now it turns into map and you swipe left or right to indicate where the road is headed to. Nice and simple. One last but not least important feature of the system MBUX is climate control. You have to have your ignition switch on or the engine on, and then you can control using the touch screen, not just these physical buttons, because they do not allow all the features. Of course, don't forget that you have your seat heating right beside you, or seat ventilation if equipped, not on the menu itself. Of course, you can say, hey Mercedes, adjust temperature for 23 degrees.
I'm sorry. Can you say that again, please?
Yeah, you would need a patience for the system, but it recognizes if the driver or the passenger is speaking and would adjust eventually the temperature to your liking, but I find it much easier just to click button up or down to adjust the temperature. When you're lost, you always have the possibility of search button, searching for the term, for example, lighting. Will reveal not just the owner's manual, but your navigation or the internet settings for a lighting adjustment. Once you swipe up, you have got a trip, efficiency, lounge, or standard themes, which will apply different themes to the overall customizable mood. You can set your own, of course, if you'd like that. For example, adventure reveals the camera and automatically switches the instrument pedals into settings for adventure-like experience. Another topic, another theme is this experience setting. Efficiency would prompt you to go smoother, display your consumption figures and so on, change the duration by switching here. So overall customization using these themes. When you want to turn off the display, you can do like so, or say the command, hey Mercedes,
how can I help?
Turn off the display.
Okay, I'm switching the display off.
You can also use it to turn on the heads-up display if the vehicle is so equipped. Other useful features are, of course, the setting of the order. Thank you